This one's for the movement. For the warriors, the lovers, the builders. RBG,
That's us.
red, black, and green.
RBG, red for the blood,
New Black Panther Party.
black
we
for
rise
us
serene.
as a people, green for the land that belongs to us.
Born from the struggle, still shining bright.
Hey, peace and welcome to the kings and the queens of Africa. We're going to have to redo this because our recording didn't come out, so we're going to do it a different way this time. We're just going to record it on YouTube, and all those who want to watch it would have to sign up for YouTube, become a member of our YouTube channel. We do want to say peace and love to you. We do hope that you enjoy the teaching that we're going to be bringing to you today. Yes, the teaching we're going to be bringing to you is going to be coming from the Book of Proverbs. So we want you to come and we want you to study the Book of Proverbs with us. Yes, we want you to study the Book of Proverbs with us. This is the day. This is the day for me to give you that which you need. So I'm going to record it first, and then we're going to go from there. We're going to be coming from the Book of Proverbs, and since I'm sure from listening to it, didn't come out right, so let's try to get it right this time. What y'all know about Black Power, though? I'm going to give you the real truth of love.
From the pain we rise, from the ashes we grow. RBG light got that eternal glow. We fight with our hearts.
That's what we do. We fight with our hearts. And we have to understand that.
We lead with our soul, healing the nation, making the people whole. Aaron the Hawkins, that line still alive. Every name a legacy that helps us survive. The rhythm of resistance, the melody of peace. Black power, love, the world. New Black Panther Party, say it proud, say it loud. New Black Panther Party, love in the crowd. RBG, it's the heartbeat drum. New Black Panther Party, we overcome. Black power, love, shine from above. New Black Panther Party, forever in love. New Black Panther Party.
The New Black Panther Party. There's never been a New Black Panther Party. It's just always been a Black Panther Party. Maybe new members. Not new. You know. And I'm just speaking, you know, it came from the old, it derived from the old, it might have changed a little bit, but it's still the Black Panther Party. I'm my old Black Panther Party. I'm from the old Black Panthers. Right there in Chicago on the west side, right there on KSE and Madison. But that's the past. Let's talk about the future and where we're at today. My name is Elijah X. All right? Let me give you an opportunity to see me. That's me. I'm Elijah X. And I thank you for joining us today. I truly do. Here, let me raise this up a little bit. Make sure that y'all can hear as well, that we don't get no echo or anything like that. So if we do it like this, we don't have to worry. A lot of y'all have seen me around Sierra Vista, but you don't know me personally. And if you speak on me to any ministers or anything like that, you know they're going to give you negativity on me because they fear me. They fear me. Not because they're afraid that I'm going to do anything to them. The only thing they're fear of is that they're going to lose their rights of authorship over your life if you listen to me. They're afraid that the things I say will excite you and make you leave. But if you leave, it just means you wasn't a part of them in the first place. That just means you were stuck there. I'm talking to you here in Sierra Vista, especially those of my bone, flesh of my flesh and bone of my bone. In other words, I'm talking to those who are among the righteous. I'm talking to those who are seeking God, because I see a lot of you that really are seeking God, but you're playing church. You're playing church because you have not been getting the meat that you need. You've been given milk, about the birth of Christ and the resurrection, but you haven't been given meat. Therefore, you're still running around like children. It's time that I put you on some solid foods. It's time I give you some meat, but I'm going to have to give you a little bit at a time, because if I give you too much meat, you might throw it up. See, a lot of people fear me because of the things I say. That's what they fear. They fear the words that come out my mouth when they get to talking about God. You all claim to be either God's or God's children, or there's something that you claim, some type of authorship. So let's get this authorship right. The authorship that we talking about is the authorship that runs nations. It's the authorship that rule empires. It's the authorship that rules over a people, but it's the authorship of righteousness. So I'm really talking to the church people right now. Because, see, if you're in the church, you might be a lost brother or sister, man, so I want to bring you out of that church like Christ, the one that you seek, brought the people out of that false church. You stuck there, following their way of life, thinking that you're becoming holy, and you're not becoming holy. You're sitting there eating with the devil, feeding with the devil, walking with the devil, and you don't even realize it, because your teacher is a false teacher. And if you follow him, that make you false just as much. You are what you eat. So I'm going to see if I can give you some good food. I'm going to give you, look, come by me, because what I got is free. I'm not asking for your money. I'm asking for your love. I don't want nothing that you have except your love. Because if you don't come to me with your love, you're not coming to me. That's not you. And the one that you're bringing to me, I don't want to be a part of. It's hard now to separate myself from those that I love that are not of me. I know they're not, but I don't separate myself from them. I continue to walk in the way and let them separate themselves from me. Because if they were of me, they never would have left me. They run from me because they want to get away. They don't want to be accountable for the things that they do. They don't want to be held responsible to the laws of God. They're gods. You are. You're a God, but you're a fallen God because you follow man and the practices of man. And everything that man teaches you is of evil because man is evil in all he do. You're following the lower gods, the gods of man, the gods of this world. You're in tune to them. And when someone come to you to break you free out of that, you get scared because it's different from that you was brought up in. But if all of your family members before you kept walking down the same road and each one of them never made it to where they was trying to get to, each one of them walked to the edge of the cliff and fell over, would you walk down that same road knowing that it's an end, that the end of it is a cliff that will lead you over into death? Would you follow down that road behind them because they went down that road? If your brother or your sister was driving and they drove off a cliff and you was behind them driving, would you continue to follow them off of that cliff, or would you stop and let them go? Would you stop and turn around and go back the way you come? Would you stop and turn around and get away from that cliff? The reason I'm asking you this is because that's how the scripture speaks in parables. It's talking about you, but it's speaking in parables. You keep looking for a God, but it keep talking about you who are gods. There's many gods in this world. But we are the true gods. How do you know if you're a true God? Because you study that word to show thyself approved, to show that you are one that is righteous, that needed not be ashamed in all that you do. That's how. That's how. You walk it, you don't talk it. You know, be holy in deed, not in word only. So I want y'all to listen to me this morning, and I hope that you can hear me well. That's why I'm recording it, because then I can go back and listen to it and make sure that it's right. This is a recording. Anything you want to say, you need to put down there in that comment box, and I will get back to you on that. But I just want you to listen to the teachings of Proverbs with me. You know, the scripture says, let 2 to 3 speak at all times. When someone is, like when you're in the church and they're speaking, it's supposed to be 2 to 3 speakers speaking, not just one. And you're supposed to judge on which one is speaking the truth from the one that's speaking the lie. Now, if you need them scriptures that tell you that, then I'm the one that you need to speak with. Just go down there in that comment box and ask me to send you the scriptures to show you that there should be 2 to 3 speaking while the others judge. And most of you, I'm sure you done read it if you read the Bible. But right now, I want you to stay with me on the Book of Proverbs. Seriously. And I say this out of love. I say this out of love. You know, I say this out of love. But when you look at the Book of Proverbs and you look at Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1. And I hope you're with me. Proverbs. The Book of Proverbs. If you have it, please open up your book. Get your book out. I'm going to get mad. Let me move my coffee. I definitely don't want to knock that over by the computer. I'm gonna get my book. I'm gonna get the same book that y'all use. What book is this? Don't that say Holy Bible? I say NIV. That's what it is. So that's the book I'm gonna use. I have a couple of other different versions around here somewhere, but they're not present right now. So that's the book I'm gonna use. And like I say, please go to the Book of Proverbs. Now I know everybody know Proverbs is Old Testament, right? You know, because what's said in the old should be brought to the new. You know, everybody said, well, you know, the old is done away with. No, the old is not done away with. If you do away with the old, you got to do away with the new, because everything in the new came from the old. Remember I told you earlier, ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new up under the sun. Nothing new up under the sun. All right, let me get Proverbs. Let me get Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1. In Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1, and I want you to just stay with me. In Proverbs chapter 1, verse 1. Hit me out. Oh man, I need to have this on Facebook. I'm sorry. But hear me out. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David. And let me see if I can. I don't want to leave them out of this. I want them to be a part of this. I truly do. You know, I truly do. So I'm gonna see if I can get this up and right here. Matter of fact, what I need to do, forgive me for 1 second here. Let me go like this. There we go. Because I want this to be on Facebook as well. So this way, you'll get it on Facebook, and if you're on Facebook now, then you'll be able to come along with the teachings. Let me go back some. I don't know what I did then. Okay. So we are here, and I need to drop this. I need to come down to where it's live, because I want to go live right now. Oh, there we go. I want to go live. Let me. Let me get this right. Hey, peace and one love to you that's on to you that's on Facebook. You're coming in, and I'm already started, so I want you to stay with me. I got a message I want to deliver to you today, so let me get this out of my face so you can see me, because a lot of y'all don't get a chance to see me. And I don't even know why I got this coat on. This is for when I was out there earlier, because I had to take my little walk, which I didn't really finish. I didn't get the full walk through. Because I also want to bring this, because I found out that the other day when we brought this forward to y'all that there was a problem. The recording didn't go through on YouTube like it's supposed to. So, and I didn't save it. I didn't record it. So this time I'm recording. I'm doing a study. The study is coming from the Book of Proverbs. All right. It's coming from the Book of Proverbs, and it's starting in the first book, And I'm doing this because I got so many brothers and sisters that do believe in the Bible, that do trust in the Bible. Then I got brothers and sisters that confused. They don't know whether to trust in it or what. You could trust in the Word. What you can't trust in is the teaching of man. Because, see, man is evil in all they do. I done said that once before, and I'll say it again. And your book tells you that the book that you trust in, that man is evil in all they do. Am I a Bible believer? Do I believe in the Bible? Do I trust in the Bible? The Bible means many books, and yes, I do trust in many books. But it's not the trust of the book that I trust in. It's the words in the book. See, it's the words in the book that give you power. So it's the words that save. When you come to understand that, you seek the word and you don't seek man. A lot of y'all seek man. A lot of y'all are seeking some type of image. And in seeking the image, you forget to seek the word. And in not seeking the word, you miss the image, because the word is the image that you're supposed to be. You know, the book talking parables from old to new. Because the words are for the wise. It's knowledge, it's understanding, it's for those who seek wisdom. Now, a lot of people are seeking wisdom, but they don't know where to go to find wisdom. And those who think they have wisdom don't have wisdom. They have knowledge. You can't have wisdom until you know who wisdom is and know where to go to get wisdom. Everything we have comes from someone, something. You get nothing on your own. I am who I am because of me. No. You are who you are because of those that you have taken upon yourself around you. The images that you have taken upon yourself. The likeness of those that you like. You're imitators. We're all imitators. It's just, what do we imitate? I'm here to give you the truth about God. And like I told you, your teachers and your preachers right there in Sierra Vista, where I happen to be at the time, they don't want y'all to listen to me. They don't want y'all to study with me. They don't like me to come in their church because I question their teaching, and they don't like to be caught up in lies. Everything I'm going to give you is going to come from the Word. It's not going to come from me. I'm not going to give you my word, because my word means nothing. I think Christ said that, the one that you trust in. See, you say you trust in the name Christ, but you don't trust in the Christ, because Christ is the anointed one. The anointed one is the one that has anointed himself to walk in the ways of the Most High. That's the anointed one. So if you say you trust in the anointed one, you're saying you trust in whoever is walking as the anointed one. We are all anointed ones, just like we're all gods. The point is what are you anointed in? Are you anointed to lead your brothers and sisters to death, or are you anointed to lead your brothers and sisters to life? When you speak to them, do you speak the words of life, or do you speak the words of death? Do you speak truth to them, or do you speak lies to them? See, ye are the gods of one another. Everything that's in you has come from someone else sometime in your life, through the people that you interact with, through the ones you crave to. You are what you eat. You can never become what God is until you begin to hang out with God. You can't hang out with the world and God. God is not going to associate with you if you are the world. That don't mean God don't love you. But God is not going to fellowship with you because y'all have nothing in common. Not even your conversation. I'm talking to the church. And I'm starting with the black church. The one that, we always raised in or taught to go to be a part of. I don't care if you're Muslim. I don't care if you're Israelite. I don't care if you're Mormon. I don't care if you Seventh-day Adventist. I don't care if you're Christian. I don't care what you are. Them are all titles. They mean nothing to me. They're words that are used to give you something. And you feed on them, not knowing what you're eating. You say, I'm a Christian. And I ask you, well, what does it mean to be a Christian? It means to be Christ-like. What does it mean to be a Christian? Christ-like. What was Christ-like? Are you like Christ? And if you're not like Christ, how you call yourself a Christian? And for you Israelites who want to put people all up under the law, but yet you fail to uphold that part of the law that you give them to uphold. Where all these laws come from? Aren't they man-made laws? I know they're not the law of God, because the law of God was given to you in your heart, in your mind. The law that was written on stone, that was broken. You took the law of stone and began to add laws to it. You took the written word of God, the word, the law of the mother, and broke it. Now it's time for you to mend it back together. So what did God do? He said, no, I'm not going to try to mend it back together. I'm going to take the broken heart out, the one that you broke, the one that broke the covenant with the Most High, the mother. And I'm going to put a new heart in. I'm going to put a heart of flesh, a heart of love, something that would make you love the mother, the woman. Oh, I'm going to tell you who that mother is. I'm going to tell you who she is, and I'm going to tell you what she's like. We're going to learn together. We're going to sit down and grow together. And if you hear anything that I might say wrong, I want you to comment. I want you to let me know. I want you to tell me. I'm serious. I mean it from my heart. This is about truth. It's about truth. So like I said, I'm coming from the Book of Proverbs. If you got your book, then I want you to open it up to Proverbs. I'm going to give you all a chance to get your Bibles, because I don't want you to say that I made anything up. I don't want you to call me a liar. I got so many of these false teachers here in Sierra Vista that call me a liar and tell people to stay away from me because, oh man, he's headstrong, he's a liar. No, I'm headstrong on the truth, but there's no lie within me. I keep telling y'all to come and let us sit down at the round table, to come and let us find subjects to speak on, and you, two of y'all, come and speak with me or against me. I don't care, but come, let us do it in front of the people and let the people judge on who is right. But you run from my challenge. I haven't ran into one of you yet that have answered my challenge. I'm talking to you ministers and you teachers and you preachers of the so-called gospel that you preach. I'm talking to y'all that call yourself preachers and teachers of the way. I'm talking to y'all that call yourself lords and masters over the people. This ain't no joke. This is real with me. The whole book is good if one eats it right. If one rightly divides it. There's no fault in the book. The fault is in the man who won't take time to study the book. The fault is in the man who refused to teach you the truth in the book, and he can't teach you because he's not connected to the truth. See, many are called, but only few are chosen. You will know the chosen ones because the chosen ones are different from those in the world. You better look at me. You better ask your people about me if I don't walk different. If my way is not different. If my kingdom is not different. My kingdom is my children. Then you have a right to speak against me. But I don't just teach from word. I teach from deed. I become a light. I'm not out here on the corner shouting, you need Jesus. Why do you need Jesus if you got God? Didn't Jesus come to show you the way to God? And if Jesus have showed you the way to God, what you need with Jesus now, you should be there with God, enjoying God. You should be there bathing in his presence. Or is it a she? Let's get into Proverbs. Proverbs 1, chapter 1, verse 1. That's where I'm starting at. In the book of Proverbs 1, chapter 1, verse 1, it said, the Proverbs of Solomon, son of King David. The Proverbs of Solomon, a king of Israel. So you can have a big imagination of who Solomon was, what he was like. Let me get out of this. It's getting ready to get hot up here. You know, I love heat. I'm not going to lie about it. I'm fire. You get around me long enough, I'm going to set you on fire if you ain't right. I'm going to put you on fire anyway if you're around me long enough. What do I mean when I say I'm going to put you on fire? I tell you exactly what I mean. I tell you exactly what I mean. I'm going to make you look at yourself and see yourself for who you are, not others. I'm going to make you judge yourself, your own character. And that's what you don't like. So let's look at David. Let's look at what the book was trying to tell us. We got the first, because these are all stories. So let us look at this story. Let us look at this parable. Because David, you know, come on now. You can't even find the bones of David. All these names that they give them, they're people that's like you write a story, you choose who you want to call this person or something like that, and it's usually because of you're trying to give an explanation of what you think of this person is. You know, like if you call him a king, that's because you see him as a ruler and stuff, and that's what you're making him into. Okay, so let's see what David is, because we're supposed to learn from David. David was a man after God's own heart. So we should be willing to listen to David. Am I right? I mean, if I'm right, come on, give me something, give me a hand clap, give me something. The Proverbs of Solomon, the son of David, the king of Israel. Do you know that the name Israel, it means he who struggles with God? Did you know that? It means he who struggles with God or contends with God. I mean, so when you see this, you see David, the king of Israel, was a man who struggled with God. And struggling with God, that means reflecting both on a personal and spiritual struggle. That's what we're going to try to stay focused on here. That's what I want to stay focused on. I'm trying to keep the light on me too, But that's what I want us to stay focused on. So the name Israel is derived from two Hebrew elements. You feel me? Two Hebrew elements. Here, let me get these cameras right too. That's right. Sarah, look at the name. If it's in Hebrew, it's Y-I-S-R-A, higher consonant, E-L. That colon up there, it's Y-I-S-R-A, higher colon, E-L. So the Y and the I is really like silent. And if you take the Y and the I off, you got Sarah. Sarah. S-A-R-A. Now, Sarah in Hebrew, it means to struggle, to fight, or contend, argue, debate with a person. You know what I'm saying? And E-L at the end, the meaning, God. So according to the book of Genesis, Jacob, the son of Isaac, was renamed Israel after wrestling with a divine figure, interpreted as an angel or God himself. And we're going to get to what he was really wrestling with. He was wrestling with the God within him, God himself. He was wrestling with that righteous one within him, that angel. To be an angel means you're righteous, means you're good, you're that of good. It was that flesh wrestling with that spirit through the night. Sometimes you have them nightmares. So David was in his dream wrestling because you never go to sleep. Your body rests, but the mind never sleeps. Now this encounter, I want you to understand what this encounter means when it was talking about he was wrestling with a divine figure interpreted as an angel or God himself. Because an angel is a God, an angel is a son of God. To be a son of God, you would have to be God. You can't be God's son and not walk as the father or the mother. You have to walk in their ways. You have to walk in their laws, their commandments. Because if you ain't walking in the way that they instructed you, then you're not one of theirs. They'll tell their friends, he came through my other half womb. Yeah, but he's not of us. All that's born within us ain't of us. And we'll get to that too. But we want to stay on David and what David is trying to teach us. Okay? He encountered this. The encounter symbolizes both. It symbolizes a physical and a spiritual struggle, cultivating in a blessing and a transformation of identity. The name thrust signifies one who contends with God and prevails. What God? The God within them. That Holy Spirit that is within them. That's the God. That righteous character, that righteous nature. The one that's always condemning you when you go to do wrong. The one that leads you into the one that leads you into righteousness when you stand in judgment. Oh, y'all don't hear me though, do you? Y'all don't want to hear that part. Y'all don't want to hear that part. And I understand that. I understand that. You know, I got two cameras here I'm looking at, so, and I don't like doing that. You hear me say that again. I don't like turning from one camera to speak to another camera, because then it looks like I'm turning away from you or something, and I'm not. I'm trying to come to you to the best that I can. I'm trying to touch your spirit. I'm trying to get you to see the truth. So when you see this, you know it's one who contended with God and prevailed. David was one who wrestled with God but prevailed. In other words, he wrestled with the Spirit. He wrestled with his spirit. His righteous spirit wrestled against his fleshly desires. He wrestled with the things on the inside of him that was causing him to do wrong. And he prevailed. He won. He won the battle. He achieved that calling. Historically and culturally significant, Israel is not only a personal name. Israel is not only a personal name. No, it's not. Did you know that? But it also became the destination for Jacob's descendants. You do know that, right? It became the destination for Jacob's descendants. So Israel is not only a personal name, but it became a name for his descendants. It was passed down to his children and his children's children and his children's children, the Israelite people. And later the land of Israel, because all of the people that were there were an Israelite. They were there from Jacob. They was a part of the seed that he planted. So the names appear in ancient texts, including places like Israel, say Yashrael, and things like that, meaning inscription and stuff. And it's referenced when you think about it, but theological and symbolically meaning, the name carries a profound religious and cultural significance. Let me say that, and let me get that right. Let me move this out of my way. But the name carries a profound cultural significance. Like in Judaism, it represents the chosen people and their covenant with God. In Christianity, Israel is sometimes interpreted spiritually, with the church seen as the new Israel. In Islam, the name appears as Israel. Did I say that right? Israel. Because it's I-S-R-A-I-L. Acknowledging the biblical prophets and parashah. I mean, it's connected to the name. The name embodies them of faith. It embodies them of perseverance. It embodies them of struggle and divine promise, making it a symbol of both personal and collective transformation. That's right. Personal and collective. So in summary, in essence, David, Israel, reflects a journey of struggle. This is what the story is talking about. His story is a journey of struggle, a journey of faith, and a trumpet winning in the end, rooted in the biblical story of Jacob and extending to the identity of a people and a land. Its meaning is he struggled with God, or God contends. It captures the endured spiritual and cultural legacy of the name. Now let's go to the next verse where it says, to know wisdom and instruction is to perceive. Are you reading that? That's verse 2. For obtaining wisdom and discipline, for understanding words and insight. So David is writing you. These writings, the word, David wrote the word. The word was that to teach you. He didn't write his own word. He wrote the word of the mother. And he's going to tell you that. I want you to listen. Proverbs 2, to know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. Do you have your Bible? Are y'all with me? So you won't say I'm lying to you. You see, Proverbs 10, verse 1. If you got your book, open it up, go there to Proverbs 10, verse 1. Look at what it says. It says, the Proverbs of Solomon, a wise son makes his father happy. One of the Proverbs of Solomon was that a wise son makes his father happy, but a foolish son brings, now I want you to hear this, I want you to hear this, I want you to hear this, and if you got your book, I want you to go and read this for yourself. A proud son makes his father happy. So you say God is your father. So if you want to make your father happy, a wise son, if you want to, if you don't make your father happy, then you're not wise. You make your father happy by what? By being obedient unto your father's commandments. Am I correct? See, you always look at some God outside, but as it is above, so is it beneath. As it is in the book, so should it be on this earth. Because the book is what helps you to rise the way you're supposed to be. When you get this word in you, you become all that the word is. I'm trying to put this word in you. I want you to stay with me. Proverbs 10:1 says that a wise son makes his father happy. But listen, it goes on because it's a comma there. He said, but a foolish son. You know what a foolish son does? He brings grief to his mother. I don't think y'all heard me. A foolish son brings grief to his mother. So one of the things that I want you to see, that as the book teaches us about God and as the book teaches us that we are God, the book also teaches us about the father and the mother. They're both in the book. It's the preacher that won't teach you about the mother. And since the preacher don't teach you about the mother, you wind up walking in false ways. You wind up seeking to be the holiness that the world has taught you to be instead of being the holiness that you were called to be. See, you can't see yourself as God because you've been so busy listening to the preacher. You keep looking up here for a God, somewhere up here. But God is in here. God is within. So why are you looking up? Why are you looking out? Do you not understand that the book is talking about you because we are God's? But a foolish son brings grief to his mother. That's what your book says. It also says, I think that's in Psalms 25:1. I think it says, these also are Solomon's proverbs that are copied by man. By the man of King Hezekiah and of Judea. So these proverbs was by Solomon and copied by man's because there was so much truth. They wanted to pass it down to their generation that was coming on after them. They said that Solomon was wiser than anyone. Than anyone. And his fame is spread it. It's spread it to all the nations. All the nations. Are you listening to me? Are you with me? Do you see where I'm taking you? Here's a man that was wiser than anyone. Wise in what? Wise in wisdom. How could he be wise in wisdom? Where did he get it from? Oh, we're going to get into that. Solomon was so wise that Solomon spoke 3,000 proverbs. Proverbs. Like parables. Stories. Lessons. He wrote 1,005 songs. In his songs that were teachings, words of wisdom. That's why they were added to the book. That's why they said the songs of songs. But besides being wise, let's get this right now. I mean, because we have to understand truth of what truth is. I mean, I think about all the things that go on, and I need to heat up the coffee. Y'all bear with me, please. We're going to do a good set here. When we get out the book of Proverbs, you're going to know who you are. You're going to know what you're supposed to be or what you should be doing. You're going to know your purpose in life. Because that's what we're going to learn. I'm not talking about nobody else but you. That's all I'm talking about. That's all I know to talk about is you. Us. I'm not talking about some God up in the sky. I'm not talking about some Jah and all the names you want to give them. I'm talking about one God. That's us. You can give them any name you want. But in the end, it's still us. Male and female. Got to be male and female because the male came from the female. That male came out of the womb to become a man. So we can't leave the womb out that all life comes from. So let us see who this womb is. Let us learn about this woman. Because it's a lot that we can learn about women in the scriptures. Because it teaches you about the nature of the woman. You, young ladies who say that y'all seeking God, y'all supposed to be seeking to be like the virtuous woman in the book of Proverbs 31:10. Y'all should be seeking to be like her. Y'all should be seeking to be like your sister Sarah, if that is truly your sister. The only way for her to be your sister is that y'all walk in the same ways, because that means y'all was raised up under the same law. And to be raised up under the same law, you would have to come from the same family so that you could have the family teachings that all in the family have. And the mother's the one who gives you the teachings, is it not? Come on, we're going to go on with this. So, beside being wise, the spokesman also taught the people. I'm talking about Solomon, also taught the people. And the spokesman who taught about Solomon also taught the people what he knew. Solomon didn't try to hold it, sell it, or anything. He taught the people what he knew. He very carefully thought about it, studied it, arranged it in many proverbs, and gave it to the people. So when you read in John 16:25, you understand what it means when it say, I have used parables, examples, to illustrate these things. Because the time is coming when I won't use examples. I'm not using them now. The time is coming when I won't use examples. I won't use parables to speak to you. Rather, I'm going to speak to you about the Father in plain words. That's what I come to do today, to speak to you about the Father in plain words. Plain words. Paul said, when I came to speak to you, I didn't come with fancy words. I didn't come with fancy clothes. Christ didn't dress fancy. He didn't come speaking like your high-minded ones today. Because he wanted you to get the truth of what he was trying to tell you, so that you can hold on to it and renew yourself. He says, so I'm going to speak to you about the Father in plain words. That's what I want to speak to you today. Then David, think about the time. See, and what I want to show you is all women are not good women. They'll steal your energy. They'll steal your direction. They'll take your power. Did you know that? Did you know that they will take your power? That's right. Are you with? Let me move this down so I'll make sure you're with. Are you with me? Let me show y'all women are not good. In 2 Samuel 12:24, you get to see how David was confronted, how David confronted his wife Bathsheba. I mean, he went to bed with her. She later gave birth to a son. David named him Solomon. Solomon is there. The Lord loved the child. The Lord. Was that Bathsheba? Bathsheba loved the child and sent a message through the prophet Nathaniel to name the baby what? Jediah, the Lord's beloved, the mother's beloved, the mother's beloved. 1 Kings 2:12 talk about Solomon, who the mother loved, who was a son of David. Solomon sat on his father's throne, like you're supposed to be sitting on your father's throne. It's the throne that the mother put you on. But we'll get into that later. Solomon sat on his father's throne, and his power was firmly established. You will have a son. This was the word that established it. It said, you will have a son who will be a, now I want you to see what Solomon was, who will, This is what David was told about his son. You will have a son who will be a peaceful man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That's what the word, that's what the Father, the one that you call God, the Father, he's telling you today. You're going to have a son who will be a peaceful man. How you going to be a peaceful man if you don't teach him what peace is? If you don't nurture the peace that's within him. If you don't take care of the soul. If you don't fertilize it, how's it going to grow? So the message is to us that you should have a son who shall be a peaceful man, and I will give him peace from all the enemies around him. How do he give you peace from all your enemies around you? Because you keep your eyes on him and his way and not on the world and the world's way. Because with the world, there comes anxiety, there comes anger, there comes fear, and all these things are not of God. Now, when I say God, I want you to see yourself. In other words, when I say all these things are not of God, they're not of you. Because ye are God's. Why are they not of you? Because God is what? What is God? Come on now. I said that ye are God's. So peace should be within you, because peace is within God, because the opposite of that is not of God. Remember what God is. God is love. That's the definition of God. Love. So that means in order to have peace from all of your enemies around you, you have to become love. Love is going to instruct you on who to have around you so that you can have peace, and who not to have around you so that you can keep your peace. And he's going to do it in his time. He said, and in his time I will give Israel peace and quiet. So that means now Israel are the children that struggle with God. So in time, you who struggle with God, the Lord say they will give you peace. This message is for you. But you can't get that peace until you learn the way. 2 Chronicles 28:5 says something like, and of all my sons, the Lord has given me many sons. The Lord has given me. You notice it say the Lord has given me. That means the Lord has to be the woman, because the woman is the only one who can give a child. First Chronicles 28:5. I want you to read it for yourself. It says, and of all my children, all my sons, if I'm correct. Go read it for yourself. Pull it up. I want you to see it. First Chronicles 29:28. But I want you to look at 1 Chronicles 28:5 before you go to 29, 28. 28:5 says, and of all my sons, all my sons. The Lord has given me many sons. He put in parentheses. The Lord has given me many sons. And of all my sons that the Lord has given me, he chose my son Solomon to sit on the throne of the Lord's kingdom. Not his kingdom, but to sit on the throne of the Lord's kingdom, to rule Israel, the stubborn children. To rule Israel over the stubborn children. For the last shall rule over the first, because the first is stubborn. We'll get into that later. But that's what it says. So this Lord has given him many sons. Can't no man give you no sons. The only one that can give you sons is a woman. So that Lord must be the woman who has given them many sons. And he chose his son Solomon to sit on the throne of the woman's kingdom, the Lord's kingdom, to rule Israel. You don't think that Lord, you don't think that mean woman, do you? You don't think it's talking about that woman, do you? As we get on, you'll see that. As we get on, you know, one of the things I do like about Solomon is that he died at a very old age. His long life was full of wealth and honor. Then his son, Solomon, succeeded him as a king. Do you see that? His son succeeded him as a king. So verse 2 of Proverbs, in Proverbs chapter 1, verse 2, it says, to know wisdom. I'm looking at it. To know wisdom and instruction. To perceive the words of understanding. This is what the book is telling us. To know wisdom and instruction. Who is wisdom? Wisdom is a person. To know wisdom. Who is wisdom? Wisdom is a person. How can we receive instruction from wisdom if we don't know who the person is? To perceive the words of understanding. Who is understanding? It's got to be a person, because all understanding comes through a person, and all wisdom comes from a person. You wasn't born with wisdom. No, you wasn't. You was just like the animals. You had instinct. But the word give you wisdom. The world lets you live on your instincts. That's why you stumble and fall. But I want you to understand this. I'm in verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding. That's why Proverbs 4:5 say, get wisdom. You hear me? That's why Proverbs 4:5 say, get wisdom and get understanding. Forget it not, neither decline from the words of thy mouth. That's Proverbs 4:5. Now I want y'all to understand something. Just because you're reading Proverbs 4:5 and that's what it's telling you, that's deep. That's deep. I'm going to read that one more time. Get wisdom. And if you agree with it, tap a one down there in that comment box, please. Because I want to really enlighten you in something that you may have not got an understanding of yet. Because to get wisdom, you have to get understanding too. Am I correct? Now, once you get this wisdom, once you get this understanding, forget it not. Don't even decline the words of my mouth. Remember what I'm saying. Forget it not. Who is wisdom? Is not wisdom considered a her? So when it say get wisdom, it's saying get her. Because Proverbs 4:6, right after 4:5, when it tells you to get wisdom, also where it tells you to forsake her not. So wisdom is definitely a female. It's definitely a feminine energy. Forsake her not, and she shall preserve thee. So this wisdom is telling you to get is a woman. Get this woman. It's going to tell you that this understanding is a woman. Let us keep reading. And it say, forget it not. Don't forget her. Forsake her not. And she, not he, not the father, but she, wisdom, the woman, will preserve thee. Love her, and she will keep thee. Why? Because she's wisdom. And 4:7 say that wisdom is the principal thing. That means that the woman, this woman, is the principal thing. Who is this woman? That's the Proverbs woman. That's that Proverbs 31:10 woman. Get this woman. It's not good for man to be alone. It's not. But then man need every word that's coming out of the mouth of God. That woman, that virtuous woman. Or you don't believe she's God? Who you think the word was in the beginning that was right there with God, that was God? That was her. I told you, we speak in parables. We write in parables so that the wise will understand, but the wise of the world will be foolish. It won't make sense to them. So I'm giving you the truth. Your teacher ain't gonna tell you that this wisdom is supposed to be you. Your teacher ain't gonna tell you this wisdom is supposed to be you, ma'am. You who call yourself a woman of God. You're supposed to be that virtuous woman. That 31:10 woman. You're supposed to be the one who laid the law down. You're supposed to be the one that man is seeking. Seek and you shall find. That's what the scriptures tell you. Seek what? Seek a virtuous woman. Seek a righteous woman. Seek a holy woman. Seek a woman of righteous character. He that finds one like that finds a good thing. So it tells you to seek her. Proverbs 4:7 say wisdom is the principal thing. That means she, that virtuous woman, that righteous woman, is the principal thing because she's the foundation of the kingdom. She's the one that builds the house. You don't think the woman builds a house? Who builds the house? In the scriptures say, and unless the Lord builds the house, unless the Lord, oh my goodness, you mean that Lord that it was talking about was not the father but the mother? That's what I mean. It's the woman that builds the house, and unless the Lord builds the house. And I'm not talking about any woman. I'm talking about a virtuous woman. Because a woman who is not will destroy the house, will bring division in the house, will tear up. You know the book talks about that woman too. See, this book is always talking about us. It's talking about the righteous versus the unrighteous. This is the time of Armageddon, where the good versus the evil. So if you're ready to be a part of God, you got to be ready to be that which is good, that which is holy, that which has perfected itself. Are you striving for perfection? Because if you're not, you'll never be that which you desire to be. And if you truly desire to be that, there's nothing that can stop you from being that, because the Spirit is on you to lead you in the way that you should go. What is the Spirit? For thy word is spirit, and it is life. These are your scriptures speaking to you. Are you listening? I'm talking to you, woman, right now. You, black woman, are you listening to who you are supposed to be? See, you ain't had no preachers telling you that you was the head and not the tail. You haven't. You ain't had nothing but them devils always biting at your heel, crawling, always biting at your heel, trying to deceive your children, leading them down roads of destruction. That's why the church don't become no better. Because the church is waiting on someone to come and change them. When change is ever present right there in front of you, it starts right there with you, black woman, and you, black man. You who say you have a woman of God, it starts with you too. If she's not a woman of God, then it starts with you learning what God is, learning what your mother was, because your mother was a God, was she not? Did she not birth you? Did she not teach you? Did she not raise you? Did she raise you in righteousness? Even though the world gave you different things to believe, because if you raise a child in the way he shall go when he get old, he will not stray away. Did your mother raise you in righteousness? Didn't your mother raise you to love one another? Didn't your mother raise you to look out for one another? Didn't your mother always tell you to protect one another? Didn't your mother not teach you to not fight one another? Didn't your mother teach you that there should be love in the house, in her house, the house of God? Come on now. Who taught you these things? God, your mother, that virtuous woman, that woman you call Big Mama. Now we just in verse 2. We're only in verse 2. We're only in verse 2. I'm just trying to give you the word of God. I'm just trying to show you what God has for you. I'm just trying. Wisdom. That woman, that virtuous woman, is the principal thing. Therefore, my brother, get wisdom. Get you a virtuous woman. Get you a righteous woman. And with all thy getting, get understanding. Do you hear me? Get understanding that it's not good for you to be alone, but that you need a helpmeet. You need someone to help you, to comfort you, to sit upon your head. You need someone to sit upon you like you would sit a crown on your head. A crown sits up there to give you glory. That woman is your glory, is she not? Is she not the crown that sits upon your head that is the glory of you? At least according to the scriptures. I keep telling you, your teachers won't tell you the truth, but it's right there ever present in your eyes. Now you just got to go back and study for yourself to see if what I'm saying is true. If you're looking for God, look for the virtuous woman. Look for that woman with good moral character. Virtuous. Sometimes I say that wrong, but you know what I'm saying. And this is what you do when you find her. Proverbs 7:4 say unto wisdom, say unto her, say unto that virtuous woman, that Proverbs 31:10 woman, say unto her, thou art my sister. Whew. I heard one of your prophets call his wife his sister. Thou art my sister. This is what you ought to say to her when you find her. Thou art my sister. And when you find, when you get understanding, call understanding thy kinswoman. Uh-oh. Who? Thy kinswoman. Did you see that? So you call wisdom this virtuous woman of Proverbs, the one that you were seeking, the one that he told you to seek, and you shall find. When you find that, because that's the principal thing, when you find that wisdom, you ought to call her your sister. You ought to call her your kinswoman. That's in your book, Proverbs 7:4. Proverbs 8:5 say, and I want to say this to y'all, oh, you simple. You simple. Understand wisdom. Understand the virtuous woman. And you fools, be ye of an understanding heart. In other words, be ye of a kinswoman. Have a heart for the right type of woman. A holy woman. A woman that needed not to be ashamed, but a woman that is a light in the community. A safe ground for her children. See, you keep looking for man for everything when everything that you need is right there in the woman. Proverbs 16:16 asks us a question. It says, let me see if I can get this right. And if you got it, get your book and open it up so you could read it too. Proverbs 16:16. That's what it is. Proverbs 16:16. It says it like this. How much better is it to get wisdom than gold? Now I'm going to revert that. Since we know wisdom is the sheep, since we know wisdom is that virtuous woman, since we know wisdom is like a sister to us, since we know wisdom is what we're supposed to be seeking, since we know wisdom is the principal thing, and we know wisdom is her, wisdom is the virtuous woman. The question is asked, how much better is it to get a virtuous wife, a virtuous woman, than gold? Now, before you answer that question, you need to think about that, all that she brings to the table. Because a man who has a virtuous wife, a man who finds a wife, finds a good thing, and if she's that virtuous woman, that woman of 31:10 in Proverbs, then her husband, don't worry, he lacks nothing. He lacks nothing. Why? Because God, that virtuous woman, his wife, the leader, takes care of him. So he don't have to worry. She feeds him. If he's hungry, he can call her. If he's thirsty, she'll bring him something to drink. But she give him that good water. She give him that good food. That knowledge, that understanding of that holds things together. She give him love because she is love. Oh, you simple understanding wisdom, you fools, be of understanding heart. It is better to get her than gold. It is better to get that kinswoman, that understanding, rather than to be chosen, for her, than to choose silver. Look at it in Proverbs 16:16. If you think I'm lying, Proverbs 17:16 says it like this: wherefore is there a price in the hand of a fool to get wisdom? Where's the money in the hand of a fool to get a good wife? Is there a price in the hand of a fool to get a good woman, a good wife, a virtuous woman? Yes, there's a price in the hand of a fool. A price that a fool ain't willing to work for. Because a fool can't get with a virtuous woman. They have nothing in common. He has to transform himself if he want to be with a woman like that. He has to become like her if he want to be with her. Oh man, this is deep. This make me want to go and repent. I've been getting with the wrong women, looking at the women, thinking they everything that I need, and realizing they don't even know who they are. I'm not mad at them. I'm thankful that they helped me to learn this truth. So I guess that's why Deuteronomy 4:5 says, behold, I have taught you the statutes like I'm teaching you today, and the judgments, as the Lord, as the virtuous woman, as the mother God. It says, even as the Lord my God, even as that virtuous woman, even as that mother my God, the leader of my way, commanded me, that you should do so in the land, whether you go to possess it. I keep telling you, the Lord is the mother. And here the writer is saying, even as the Lord my God made the woman, made the virtuous woman, the Lord, the woman of wisdom, made her his God. Deuteronomy 4:6 says, keep therefore and do them. Do what? Her sayings, because this is your wisdom. She is. You simple ones. Who is? The virtuous woman, because she builds, not destroy. This is your wisdom. This is your understanding in the sight of the nations. Two are always better than one. And by yourself, you can't do nothing but little things. But when you got help, you can't build a righteous kingdom by yourself. You need help. And you can't even make a kingdom by yourself. You need help. So the one that helps you and gives you the kingdom, why would you want to put yourself over them when they're more greater than you? Do you not see it in the word? The secret has always been telling you about the woman, but since you listen to the falseness of man, you keep seeking some man. Deuteronomy 4:6 say, look, keep therefore and do them. For this is wisdom. This is wisdom. Keep therefore what? Keep the statutes, keep the judgments that she gave you. Because she's your God. And make sure you do them no matter where you go. Keep them and do them. This is your wisdom. This is your understanding to walk in her teachings in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes that she, the mother, has given you. And they shall say, surely this is a great nation. This is a great people. It's wise and understanding people. Why? Because it understands who the true leader is, and it understands the true way, the way that the true leader, the mother, taught them to go, which was the way of love. And if she taught you any other way, she was a false mother. She was a mother fell from grace. She was a mother who was found with iniquity in her, not good for nothing. Oh, come on now, I'm just being real with her. I'm not calling your mother none of that, but if your mother fit them shoes, then go ahead and put them on and understand she had to wear them. She wore them. Just don't you put them on. Just don't you put them on. But it said keep them statutes. Do them, because that's your wisdom. I'm giving you wisdom right now. I'm not talking about some holy thing that's coming down and doing this. I'm talking about you. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people. Woman, that's you. How you going to give your brother an understanding heart to judge the people when you don't even have an understanding heart? You're not even trying to have an understanding heart. You're into fighting your people, deceiving man, doing everything against man. The man that you created. Now all men come from you. So if you allow him to do wrong, if you allow him to live in your house and disobey your law, then who is that on? That's on you, because you have the power to give and to take. You have the power of life and death. You have the power, you have the power of destruction. Life or destruction. So the book is really teaching you about what type of woman you are to seek so that you could be the God that you're supposed to be. They walk together. They work together. They in agreement with what they do. Your character is supposed to be their character. She's supposed to be giving you an understanding heart so that you can judge the people, so that you can discern between good and bad, so that you'll know who is able to judge this thy so great of a people, if not her who created the people, who made the people. I'm talking about the good woman. I'm talking about the virtuous woman. I'm not talking about that harlot. I'm not talking about that little harlot that's always on the street corner shaking her rump and stuff, trying to pop her butt, but at the same time popping her brothers and sisters to walk down a wrong, defileful road. You don't want man to be lustful. Quit doing lustful things in front of man. Man come from you. Man gonna seek you automatically because he come from you. It's like water. Water is always seeking to go back to the source. Man is always seeking to get back to the source which he come from, which is you. But if you ain't, if you giving them poison, if your water is poison, then look at what he's drinking. And he can't rise no higher than you, woman. You're the leader of the way. You rule nations. You rule the king that ruled the nations. So that make you more powerful. So I'm saying, therefore, give therefore thy servant an understanding heart. That's what I'm trying to give you today, so that you can judge your people. I'm trying to show you the difference between good and bad. The difference between a good woman and a bad woman. Between a good kingdom and a bad kingdom. Between a good house and a bad house. Because the house is the people who live in the house. The building is just an outer structure that holds the house together, which is the people inside the house. But if the structure is not solid, if it's not foundation, if the foundation is not on good solid ground, it can't hold the house together. The house is going to fall apart. We are that house. We have fell apart because we have not looked at each other and gave each other the praise that we should be giving. We want to give praise always to another. We want to praise some name or somebody that's supposed to be up in the sky, but we don't know if they're there or not there. But we don't want to praise our brothers and our sisters that's right there among us for the good that they do. We want to point the finger at our brothers and sisters for the things that they don't do, but we don't want to correct the things that we do so that they can see the goodness in us and therefore want to change and do that's good. Come on now, y'all got this all backwards. Religion is you becoming all that is good. That's true religion, in case you don't know. It's you becoming love. It's not going to that building to hear them lying preachers. It's not giving your money back to the devil. Well, you can give it to him. Give to Caesar's what's Caesar's. Because God ain't concerned with your money. I don't care if you go in that church and give that money to that man. You giving the devil money back to him like he playing. You just doing his bidding. You ain't taking what the devil is giving you and using it to build God's kingdom. How do you build God's kingdom? You build God's kingdom by changing the lives of the people around you. And how do you change the life of the people around you? By living the life that you would like them to live. You ought to be an example of the way. You don't have to preach the way, live the way. And if you live the way, it will preach the way. Remember, we're still in verse 2. We still, let me go back. We still in verse 2. Let me get back here. We still in, I don't want you to think that we left verse 2. You know. And we're finna go to verse 3. Are you with me? It's so much that I can say when I get in verse 2. Seriously. I want you to look at something. 1 Kings 3:12. No, look at 1 Kings. Yeah, 1 Kings 3:10. We'll start there. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. Now this was the prayer that he prayed. How many of us pray like that? Lord, mother, teacher of my way, father, lover of the mother, a teacher of her way. Give thy servant your son an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people, except the one that learns from you? 1 Kings 3:10 says it like this. And the speech pleased the Lord. His prayer to the virtuous woman, to his mother, the Lord. It said his speech pleased the Lord. So the prayer that he just made was to the Lord, the virtuous woman. He wanted to make sure that she gave him an understanding heart to judge the people. So the speech, it pleased the mother. That's what it says in 3:10. It pleased the mother that Solomon had asked this thing. What thing? He asked for wisdom. He asked for understanding. And God the Father did what? Because thou hast asked this thing. That's in 1 Kings 3:11. Because thou hast asked this thing. and hast not asked for thyself long life. Neither hast thou asked for riches for thyself. Neither hast thou asked for the life of thy enemy, but thou hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Because thou hast asked for these things. Because he asked for that which was good. So it goes on to say in 3:12, behold, I have done according to thy words. I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart. What was that wise and understanding heart? It was that woman who is understanding. It is that woman who is wisdom. It's that virtuous woman that you married or that you sought out. And you asked her to be one with you. And after she committed to you and said, yes, we can do this together, you went in and y'all laid one with another and consummated the marriage. And if you went in and laid with each other for any other purpose beside that, you did it in vain. That's why your marriage don't stay together, because you wasn't married from the start. You didn't even know that you was making a commitment. Now you're caught in adultery. Now you're a fornicator. Because you don't want to be tied to one. And now it's hard for you to be tied to one because you got so many different spirits within you that you done laid with. You don't know how to say no. Because some of you ain't never had to say no. Because you always been told to get it while you can. You know, if you're a man, you know what you was, but you better get all you can, because when you get married, you ain't gonna get no more. I mean, come on now. We done all heard it. The things we taught are foolish. Things we teach are foolish. But his speech pleased the Lord. What Solomon had asked. It pleased him. And because he did that, he said, he gave him understanding. He gave him discernment. I think 1 Kings 3:12 says it like, behold, I have done according to thy words. I have given thee a wise and an understanding heart, so that there was none like thee, or before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. That's deep. You know why you won't rise like unto thee? Because you won't seek what he told you to seek. He said, seek wisdom. You thought wisdom was just a word. You never knew wisdom was not just a word, but it was the person who was the word. It was a living wisdom, a living word. God is a living God. God is the God of the living. Is not God a God of the living? Not of the dead. So why would God want you to seek a dead wife instead of a wife that is living? And there's many who walk around now that are dead, even though they live it. So I'm saying if you got a dead wife, it's time to bury her and move on and seek a righteous woman. Kind of like when it talked about Christ is saying, from a child thou hast known the Holy Scriptures. I'm talking to you. From a child you know the Holy Scriptures. The Holy Scriptures which are able to make you wise unto salvation through your walk. It says through your faith, which is in Christ Jesus. But you know, Christ just means the anointing. And you know, Jesus is just us. So to make wise unto salvation through faith, through your actions, which is in the anointing of just us who hear the mother and walk in obedience to her. All scripture is given by inspiration of God, and it's profitable for doctrine, it's profitable for reproof, it's profitable for correction, it's profitable for instruction. In what? In righteousness. Now, if you feel like I'm not giving you the things that teach you how to be right by telling you what to see, a righteous woman instead of a woman of the world, if you think that the scriptures is not teaching you this, and if you think this is false teaching, then I'm not the one for you to listen to. Listen to your preachers who tell you I'm false. But if you know that the things I say make sense to you, they touch your spirit, you know that they real. You not only him, you can see it. Then the Spirit say, come. The Lord say, come. I say, come. The church say, come. The true church. Come and feed of me. Walk in the true ways. So that the man of God may be perfect. Just like his mother is perfect. Just like his father is perfected in it. Duly furnished unto all good works. Perfect and duly furnished unto all good works. So this man of God who is seeking this virtuous woman is supposed to become perfect unto all good works. Good works within his house, good works towards his wife, good works towards his children, good works towards all that he do. Why? So that the community can see it, can see his light, and desire that light. You know how many men look at a man who they think is happy with their wife, that couple is truly happy. You know how many men look at that couple and say, damn, I wish we was like that. Not even knowing behind closed door that man got more hell than a little bit because he got a wife of the world. So look, I'm going to try to make verse 3 real quick. Verse 3 is to receive instructions in wisdom. That's what it says. To receive instructions of wisdom and judgment and equity. It's a fitting metaphor for to receive the instructions of wisdom. It aligns with our moral bearings. Judgment is the lens that clarifies right from wrong. And equity is the level that ensures fairness in all directions. Now, why this works? Because wisdom is the guiding principle. It's the guiding principle. I mean, wisdom is like the needle of a compass, showing your decision towards the truth and the prudence of the word. Justice. Justice is the guiding principle. It's the compass. It ensures you are aligned with what is right and righteousness. So when you see justice in it, it's talking about aligning yourself with what is right and righteous in all of your dealings. All of your dealings. Judgment. Judgment is the lens. It filters the information and situations, helping you discern the correct course of action. equity. Equity is the level that ensures that your actions are fair, giving each person what they are due. Fair and proportional. So when you see what verse 3 is telling you, for acquiring discipline, a prudent life, doing what is right, and just and fair, for giving prudence to the simple, knowledge and discernment to the young. That's what it said. That's 3 and 4 because it gives it in bold. Equity is the level that it ensures that you take the right action. Expand imagery. The image standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted territory. Wisdom is the light that's in your hand, illuminating, lighting up the path ahead of you. Justice is the moral compass embedded in your heart, keeping you from straying into wrong territory. Judgment is the magnifying glass, letting you see, details and nuisance that others might miss. Equity is the measuring stick that ensures that every step you take is balanced and just. Together, these two elements form a moral and a practical navigational system, a set of tools that when used together, it helps move through life with integrity, fairness, and purpose. Excuse me. I need some water. I feel like I'm on the burp. There it is. That's that measuring stick. Now together these elements, they form a moral and practical navigational system. They form a set of tools that when used together, they help you move they help you move through life with integrity, with fairness and purpose. The metaphor reflects Proverbs 1:3, a call to receive instructions. Not just to know virtue. No, not just to know virtue, excuse me. But to live them out in every decision, every relationship, and circumstances. That's why when you look at Proverbs 1:3, you hear the call. It comes from Proverbs 2:1. My son, if thou wilt receive my words and have my commandments with thee. You also see Proverbs 2:2, where it says, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom and thy heart unto understanding. So listen to what he said. He said, my son, if you will receive my words, if you would just have my commandments, it's the father talking to the son. He said, my son, have my commandments. We ain't got to the mother yet. If you would just receive my words and have my commandments with thee, so that thou incline thy ear unto wisdom. Unto who? Unto wisdom. Well, who is wisdom? Wisdom is the virtuous woman. Wisdom is the mother, the giver of life. Wisdom is that woman that all men come from. Wisdom is that life giver, that woman in thy heart and apply thy heart to understanding. Now, you know that understanding is that king's woman, right? It's that king's woman, right? That woman again. You need her. That's why he say, seek her, and all that find her, find a good thing. Have you ever looked at what type of woman she is? So yes, if thou cries after knowledge, if thou cries after knowledge, if you lift up thy voice for understanding. That's Proverbs 2:3. Proverbs 2:4 say, if thou seek it, oh Lord have mercy. Open up your book. Go to Proverbs 2:4. I don't want y'all to think I'm lying to you. Proverbs 2:4 says it like this: if thou seekest her as silver, seek who? That virtuous woman, that righteous woman, that woman that will destroy any evil that comes around her because she refused to have evil in her presence. If thou seekest her. Do you see it? In verse 2:4 of Proverbs, if thou seekest her. So all the time that David and Solomon have been giving you this wisdom of theirs, they've been talking about her. If thou seekest her as silver and searchest for her as for hid treasure. Because she's hidden. She's not a woman that's out there flaunting herself, showing everything she's got. She's not showing you about it. Everything she has is hidden. You got to get right to find her. You got to search. You got to dig. She's a treasure to be found. So, woman, you to say that you are a woman of God, are you? Do your characteristic measure up to the 31:10 woman in Proverbs? I'm just asking you. Because if it don't, and if you're not striving to fit them qualifications, if you're not striving to walk in the way of that Proverbs 31:10 woman walks, if you're not seeking to be like your sister Sarah, then you are not of Sarah, and you are not a child of the Most High, but you are a child of the Lord God, the God of this world. You're either one or the other. There's no in between. You're either cold or you're hot. There's no in between. You're either right or you're wrong. There's no in between. You're either living good or you're living bad. There's no in between. You can't live good today, bad tomorrow. You're either one or the other. What's in your heart? Because if it's good in your heart, bad, it will not come out. What comes out the heart? What comes out the mouth comes from the heart. So if bad is coming out your mouth, you already know what's in your heart. So when you look at verse 3 and you think about all that is saying, it's calling you to receive instructions and not just to know these virtues, but to live them. Because the virtues come from the instructions, the virtuous instructions come from the virtuous woman. Virtual instructions come from a virtuous woman. Did I say that right? In case I didn't, I'll spell it for you. Virtues. But to live them out in your everyday decision, relationship, and circumstances. That's why it says in 2:1, my son, if thou would just receive my words and have my commandments with thee. Then in Proverbs 2:2 it goes on to say, so that thou can incline thy ear unto thy virtuous woman and apply thy heart unto her, your kinsman. Yes, if thou wilt cry after knowledge and lift up thy voice for understanding, if thou wilt seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasure, then shalt thou understand the fear of the Lord, the virtuous woman. Then you shall know the fear to not be with her, to not have her, to be separate from her. If you do these things, you will know the fear of the Lord of not having that woman. You will understand that fear, and you will find knowledge of God. You will find the knowledge of God. For the woman, the virtuous woman, the Lord, she giveth you wisdom. And out of his mouth coming knowledge and understanding. He that receives her words. That one, he led up sound wisdom. He led up that sound woman, because that's the woman that he sought. He led up sound wisdom for the righteous, not the unrighteous. He's a butler to them that walk upright. That son that learned from that woman. That son that listened to her instructions, her words that was given to her through the Father. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and the things, and understand judgment that may be desired. Did you see that? Proverbs 2:9, where it says, then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity. Yes, every good path. When? When you led sound wisdom, when you led a sound woman. For the righteous. It says he keepeth the path of judgment. You judge yourself by what you do. So the only way to preserve your saints is to preserve them in the way of what? The way of the virtuous woman. Then shall thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity in every good path when you find that woman. Therefore receive my instructions and not silver, knowledge rather than choice gold. For wisdom is better than rubies. Yes, she is. That virtuous woman is better than any rubies. Rubies could not do to me or give me what that virtuous woman can. And knowledge, a woman of understanding, that understanding woman, that woman walk in the understanding of who she is. And now since she know who she is, she walks in that, which is being a what? A woman of good morals. She's much better to have than choice gold. That's right. Wisdom is better than rubies. She's better than rubies. And all the things that may be desired are not to even be compared to her. That's what the Book of Proverbs say. Solomon, David, the one you trust, Solomon and all of them, a man after God's own heart. Job said, receive, I pray thee, the law of his mouth and lay up his words in thy heart. He has told you to receive this. That's the law of his mouth. To receive this understanding. To search for that woman. Find her. It's not good for you to be alone. You don't need no 2 or 3 wives. You just need you a virtuous woman. And all of Israel, the one who struggles with God, they heard of the judgment which the king had judged, and they feared the king. For they saw that the wisdom, I want you to understand this. I want you to read that in your spare time. That's 1 Kings 3:28. It says it like this. And all Israel, meaning the ones who struggled with God, because remember we told you that that's what Israel means. One who struggles, one who contends with God. Heard of the judgment which the king had judged. And they feared the king. They heard of the judgment that the father had judged, and they feared the father. For they saw that the wisdom of the woman, you got to understand what it's saying when it's, for they saw that the wisdom of God, for the virtuous woman of God was in him to do judgment, because wisdom is the woman. So the woman of righteousness, the woman of virtue, was in him to do judgment. Because a holy woman only gonna be with a holy man, and he ain't gonna mind listening to her, taking advice for her. That's why I say let the wives, if they have any questions, ask their husbands when they get home so they can stay one. Don't ask another man, because he may tell you a different way from that of your husband. Ask your husband, so therefore y'all can sit down, discuss it together, come up with the true way, and he can walk in the light. Your light. Y'all supposed to be seeking one another, not outside of you. You got the women all up in the churches seeking the pastor, seeking the preacher, seeking the false deacons and teachers. But it's supposed to be the man seeking the woman. So you know right there that up in the church it's not right. You know the spirits are not right. Well, I go to the church because that's where I'm going to find my husband at. No, that's where you're going to find your devil that's just like you at. Birds of a feather flock together. If you go in the church to find God and everybody in the church is evil, what you going to find? If everybody around you is doing evil and you going to seek good, where you going to find it at? Hey, look. When I come back, we'll go to verse 4. You know, it's so much more I want to tell you. I wanted to get you all the way down, but the time has run out, and I don't want to hold you too long. But remember, we stopped at verse 3. Hey, peace and one love. I thank you for joining us here at the African People of Love.